Saint Saturn, one of the Gorosei whose powers were finally shown yesterday in One Piece 1094. Gorosei Saturn is rumored to have the power of the mythical Zone Ushi Oni Devil Fruit, precisely the legendary Japank creature with the head of a cow, spider legs, and the appearance of a devil. In the last chapter he only showed a little strength which was considered very terrifying. However, will he show his strength again in One Piece 1095? We are certainly very curious and definitely want to know what happens next in One Piece 1095 after Bonnie stabbed Gorosei Saturn in the chest. But would he die with just one thrust of that sword? Of course that's impossible. So, here, let's discuss the predictions for the upcoming One Piece 1095, especially about Saturn, which is one of the Gorosei. The power of Gorosei Saturn, which is said to be Ushi Oni, is a vicious monster that spews poison and also appears in Hyakki Yagyo. In One Piece 1094 alone, Gorosei Saturn can blow off the head of a marine who accidentally looks him in the eye. Of course we wonder how strong he is. We are aware of his ability when he appears in awakening mode, which with just a look can make a marine die. Of course the Straw Hat team will have a very difficult time with his presence, even though at the end of the chapter Bonnie stabs him until he bleeds. Apart from that, the role of Gorosei Saturn is the god of knowledge and defense, who of course has very strong strength and defense that only certain people can match. Saturn serves as Vegapunk's supervisor, sponsors the world government, and is Vegapunk's direct superior. If we assume that the official involved in technology is Vegapunk, then the minister of the ministry is Gorosei Saturn. He of course must have knowledge and defense, and understand what kind of defense system exists on Egghead Island. Apart from that, he is also at the top when it comes to leading the Seraphim and Pacifista, which we can see when he arrives and takes over all the orders of the Seraphim. However, will he return from Egghead Island alive? Saturn was indeed stabbed by Bonnie and caused him to bleed from the chest, but this is unlikely to make him die. But perhaps if he was hit hard by a strong hockey user, then it wouldn't be strange if he died. When Bonnie thrust his sword into Saturn, he recalled Kuma's memories and shifted his consciousness to attack Saturn. At that moment a voice was heard, but it was not known who spoke. Many thought it was the voice of Gorosei Saturn. The voice was predicted to be used to remove all consciousness from Kuma, turning the former tyrant into a human weapon devoid of will and compassion. Bonnie realizes that the real enemy who transformed and kidnapped his father was Saturn Gorosei. On the other hand, in chapter 1095, when Saturn sees the location of Luffy's fall, which is close to him, there is a possibility that he will attack Luffy and even try to kill him, because Luffy is one of the rare devil fruit eaters that they have been looking for a long time. Of course, Luffy's friends will not allow this and will try to fight Saturn and save Luffy and the others even if their lives are at stake. Luffy is expected to undergo a very difficult battle because of Saturn's presence, because Saturn is one of the very strong people and is predicted to be on par with the Yonko. Apart from that, you probably still remember the story in the previous chapter which stated that the Egghead Island incident would shake the world. It could be due to the death or defeat of two of the government's strongest people, namely Kizaru and Saturn Gorozi, at the hands of the Straw Hat Pirates. So, that's the discussion regarding the prediction that Gorosei Saturn will probably die in One Piece 1095 or the next chapter.